Daniel Ricciardo finished in 7th place in the Mexican Grand Prix. There are a lot of Formula 1 fans hoping for this champion to return to the front positions, although it became rare for him to enter the top 10. His teammate Lando Norris has always outdone him in several positions. In addition, he was discharged by his McLaren team and is ending his contract at the end of 2022. Okay, let's talk about what happened in Mexico. Like the Monaco race, the Mexico Grand Prix was a bit boring. Mercedes and Red Bull were vying for the top 3, but Ferrari was like a ghost. And directly behind, Daniel Ricciardo enjoys overtaking the rest of the teams. This happened due to several different reasons. Mexico City rises 2,000 meters above sea level, and this height significantly affects the performance of the Formula car, as it affects the turbo, cooling system, brakes, and aerodynamics instead of providing less air resistance. We saw in Mexico that the teams used the same angles and wings that were used in the Monaco Grand Prix. But the car was only able to reach an incredible top speed of 350 kilometers. This is due to the high altitude above sea level, where there is no air resistance, which called for the teams to use violent angles of the wings to compensate for the lack of downforce. This situation allowed drivers to reach very high speeds, and the biggest impact was on the turbo. So what happens to the turbo? In Mexico, the turbo needs to rev 3 times the speed of normal races because of the lack of air density. It needs to work harder and spin faster to make up for the lack of performance, which forces some teams to reduce the engine power and the special boost in the turbo to make it last until the end of the race. The top 6 started the race on soft tires, except for the Mercedes team on medium tires. Verstappen retained the pole position, while Hamilton and Perez overtook George Russell on the first lap. Where was the advantage? In the first stint, Verstappen lasted 25 laps on used tires, then changed to medium ones, while Hamilton switched tires on lap 29 to hard. Tire wear was very little. Verstappen's speed over 25 laps was good and close to Hamilton's, and this indicates that the medium tires would be much faster than the hard ones. The Mercedes team expected that the medium tires would lose their stability, giving preference to the hard ones, but that didn't happen. Verstappen widened the gap even further until the end of the race. Was Russell right about what he said on the radio? He asked his team to continue on medium tires until laps 40 to 45 and eventually changed to soft tires, exactly as did Ricciardo. This is one of the reasons why Ricciardo is behind Ferrari's car and also proves that this strategy is very successful. Ricciardo started 11th and finished 7th behind the Ferraris. Despite taking a 10-second penalty for clumsy contact with Yuki Tsunoda, and left a difference between him and Esteban Ocon. Yes friends, the Mexico track is a different formula for Formula 1, and this is the reason for the unusual different positions of the drivers that we have not seen all this season. But Ricciardo's performance was present. Tell us in the comments what do you think of Ricciardo's performance in Mexico. As a reserve driver at Red Bull, will this champ be back on the podium in 2024?